Have you ever looked at a perfectly good tree and thought, I would love to wear that, but only if it cost as much as my DoorDash dinner? I've been staring at the Ashes of Creation cosmetic shop, and I think I've finally found the line between Varian Fashion and Canopy Couture. Welcome to the cosmetic shop. Today, I'm putting my own gold on the line so you can see exactly how the shop works and if this imaginary foliage is actually worth your hard-earned money. I'm going to walk you through the entire storefront and roast some of these interesting design choices, and then we'll actually buy and claim an item together so you know exactly what to expect. Let's explore the gift shop of Aelindor together. The Ashes of Creation shop is the official digital storefront for purchasing cosmetic items, mounts, and pets. Intrepid has a strict no pay to win policy, so these rotating limited time items are purely for the visuals. They will provide no in-game power, stats, or gameplay advantages. The items are here for a limited time before they disappear, but I suspect similar variants might be found in-game later. Let's check out what's currently available until February 11th, 2026. First up are costume cosmetics and the Mantle of the Elderthorn. Nothing says I have too much disposable income and a deep-seated need for digital validation, like spending $25 on a strappy gilded bark steel loincloth. Gladiators had smooth helmets to prevent nets or trident prongs from catching. However, here we adorn antlers shaped in the likeness of Vera's eldest spirits. You aren't a warrior, you're a walking coat rack with excellent inner thigh air circulation. I don't even have a comment for the lack of eye holes. Let's just move on to the next overpriced digital trinket, which is the Elder Briar Wardenplate. For the player who found the last outfit too scanty and decided what they really needed was to look like a gold-plated armadillo. Apparently, the scales whisper faintly as though stirred by an unseen forest breeze. That's just marketing speak for the sound files for this armor are going to be incredibly annoying after 5 minutes of foot travel. Oh, and stay tuned until the end because we're going to log into a second character to answer the $25 question. Does my alt also get to look like a golden armadillo? Next up is Thorn Lash Legionnaire's raiment. The description says their numbers remain a mystery. I suspect that's because most of them succumbed to hypothermia or a particularly aggressive briar patch while trying to move soundlessly. It claims a Legionnaire needs only a single bronze shoulder to turn aside the heaviest blow. Right, because when a giant hammer is coming for your ribs, you definitely want to rely on one tiny piece of metal. I assume the strategy is to distract the enemy with your glistening clavicle while you slip between branches. This isn't a military uniform, it's the Aelindor equivalent of a naughty wood elf kit you'd find in a plastic bag at a pop-up shop in an abandoned strip mall. Next up are Mount Cosmetics, featuring the Seat of Aelindor. It's a giant magical mop. The description claims you can hear the pulse of the land, an arboreal heartbeat. I'm pretty sure that heartbeat is just the rhythmic thumping of your own regret as you realize you paid $20 for a floating plant. I don't know who enjoys sitting on damp foliage, but it is kind of pretty. Next is Brambleback Hopper. If you were worried that we might run out of ways to spend $20 on greenery, the Brambleback Hopper has arrived to save the day. It's essentially a giant sentient toad that wandered through the briar patch and decided to keep the debris as personality. The marketing claims this overgrown frog moves with surprising elegance. I've seen frogs move, elegance is usually not the word. Wet, heavy thud is more like it, but I suppose when you charge $20, you have to call it something fancy. Then we have the Thorn Spire Web Warden. Yep, that's a big nope. Next, we have weapon cosmetics. For just $5, you can finally own the weapon that the previous $25 outfits explicitly told you weren't included. First up is the Great Axe weapon cosmetic titled Thorn-Bound Splitter. It's essentially a very angry stick with a rock tied to it, but the marketing department has been working overtime. The axe head is veined with shimmering sap like frozen moonlight. This thing better light up like a fiber optic Christmas tree, but it's the cheapest thing we've seen so far. Let's move on. The Heartwood Concord Blade. At $5, it's clearly the checkout lane candy of the weapon world. It's for the person who says, I already spent $25 to look like a golden armadillo. I might as well spend $5 more to carry a sentient toothpick. And what's with that shrunken head? It's kind of weird. Finally, the Heartwood Codex. Let's take a look at this $5 diary. Again, props to the writers. They made the literary section of this digital yard sale sound like I'm buying an Etruscan gold book and not something from the bargain bin near the Barnes & Noble checkout. I'll be purchasing the Heartwood Codex. My YouTube channel is not monetized, nor is this video sponsored, so I'm spending my own money on this forest-themed shopping spree, which means we're buying the cheapest thing available. Although this is a good time to remind you to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks! Okay, back to spending my money in Aelindor's gift shop. I mostly play casters, so the book makes the most sense. I'll add to cart, check out, and hold please, I have to confirm something. Okay, let's pay. The transaction is complete, and it does state your entitlements have been sent to your in-game inbox for all characters. Let's confirm. Purchased cosmetics arrive via your in-game mail, so find the closest mailbox. The message is titled Entitlements Mail. It's important to note delivery of cosmetic purchases may be delayed on certain realms, but the items will appear in your in-game mail once processing is complete. Okay, the Heartwood Codex is officially in my hands. Or, well, it's hovering near my belt, and it looks lovely. But now we have to address the elephant, or perhaps the giant frog in the room. I just spent my own money on this. And if I decide tomorrow that I am tired of my cleric and I want to start fresh as a mage, does this $5 diary get delivered to Penny the Second? Let's log into Penny the Second and find out. If the shop is true to its word, our gift should be waiting in my mailbox. Let's head to the nearest mailbox and see what we've got. And there it is, the Entitlements Mail. It seems very in fashion, is indeed account-wide. Buy it once, and your entire family of alts gets to look like they wandered through the same forest. My mage is currently using a wand, so she doesn't have the required base item for a book. But at least I confirmed that I do have the item. My thoughts on cosmetics? Well, I'm fairly vain, so I'll likely be the first person to tell Intrepid, yes, please take my money. The copywriters clearly sat down with a thesaurus and a mandate to make elven landscapes sound like divine providence. To justify charging us the price of a decent dinner for various configurations of digital wood, they had to invent a whole vocabulary for shiny sticks and leaves. The descriptions are poetry, but the costs are excessive. I'd probably have bought that sexy elf outfit, but $25 is too much for my bank account. I do look forward to shopping later on, but this round was a bust for me. Did you buy anything in the shop? Let us know your thoughts on the cosmetic items for this round. And until next time, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the world.